Dear friends, today, I want to talk about one of the steps on the ladder of divine ascent, which is the freedom from anger and meekness. This step is particularly relevant when we consider the story of Saint Vukašin of Klepsi, a Serbian Orthodox martyr who was killed during World War II. Saint Vukašin's story is a unique example of the importance of meekness and freedom from anger in the face of persecution and suffering. Despite being subjected to unspeakable cruelty and violence, he remained steadfast in his faith and refused to compromise his beliefs. One of the key aspects of meekness is the ability to control our emotions, particularly our anger. This is not to say that we should never feel anger, or that anger is always a sinful emotion. However, when we allow our anger to control us, it can lead us down a path of destruction and harm both to ourselves and others. In the case of Saint Vukašin, his captors attempted to provoke him into anger and to break his spirit. They subjected him to torture and mutilation, cutting off his ears and nose in an attempt to force him to renounce his faith and bless their leader. However, despite the immense pain and suffering he endured, he remained calm and resolute in his refusal to compromise his beliefs. This kind of meekness is not simply a matter of passive acceptance or resignation in the face of hardship. Rather, it is an active choice to respond to adversity with courage, grace, and faith. It is a recognition that our true strength lies not in our ability to dominate or control others, but in our ability to surrender ourselves to God's will and to trust in His providence. At the same time, meekness does not mean that we should be weak or timid in the face of injustice or evil. Rather, it is a recognition that true power and strength come not from violence or aggression, but from humility, compassion, and love. As Jesus himself said, "Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth," Matthew 5 verse 5. In the case of Saint Vukašin, his meekness in the face of persecution and violence was not a sign of weakness, but of great strength and faith. It was a powerful witness to the transforming power of God's love and grace, and a reminder to all of us of the importance of meekness and freedom from anger in our own lives. As we reflect on Saint Vukašin's story and the step of meekness on the ladder of divine ascent, let us be inspired by his example of courage, faith, and humility. Let us seek to cultivate a spirit of meekness in our own lives, recognizing that true strength and power come not from dominating others, but from surrendering ourselves to God and trusting in His providence. May we be empowered by the Holy Spirit to live lives of meekness and freedom from anger, even in the face of adversity and persecution. And may we find the strength and courage to follow in the footsteps of Saint Vukašin and all the other martyrs of the faith, who have borne witness to the transforming power of God's love and grace throughout the ages. In conclusion, the step of meekness on the ladder of divine ascent reminds us of the importance of controlling our emotions, particularly our anger, and of responding to adversity with courage, grace, and faith. Let us be inspired by Saint Vukašin's example, and seek to cultivate a spirit of meekness and freedom from anger in our own lives, trusting in God's providence and the transforming power of His love and grace. Thank you for listening to today's broadcast. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel.